question 3. So the diagram below shows a triangle PQR in which angle QPR equals 62 degrees, angle PQR equals 90 degrees, and PR is equal to 11 centimeter. So let's calculate the size of angle PRQ. So if you remember from prior knowledge that once you're given the angle and you have the 3 letters, for example, size of angle PRQ, we always refer to the one in the middle, the letter in the middle, which is R. So we're looking for the angle at R. So we already know 2 angles, which is P and Q, P being 62 degrees, Q being 90 degrees. And we know that a triangle adds up to 180. So all we need to do is subtract the angles that we know from 180, and the remainder would give us the missing angle. So 180 degrees, take away 62 degrees plus 90. Alright, so 180 degrees, take away 152. Let me just put it in the calculator just to be sure. 90 plus 62, yes, 152. And then you take that away from each other. 180 take away 152, which gives us a remainder of 28, and that is our missing angle. So R is 28 degrees. So let's move on to part 2. The length of the side RQ. So if you remember your trig ratios, SOHCAHTOA, and using the angle 62 degrees, we would realize that the length of RQ, or the side RQ, is opposite 62 degrees. So the best trig ratio to use would be SO, which is sine opposite hypotenuse. So what we would do is have sine or angle is equal to opposite over the hypotenuse. We know our hypotenuse is 11 centimeters, but we don't know what our opposite is. So we're going to do a little transposition to make O the subject. So we'd have O equal to sine 62 degrees multiplied by 11. So let's use the calculator. So don't mind my calculator. My calculator is a little bit special. I have to add the numbers a little bit backwards. So I have to put 62 first before the sign, which gives us 0.8829, as you can see. And we're going to multiply that by 11, which would then give us a length of 9.71242. We're just going to round that a little bit. So it didn't specify how many decimal places that we should round it to, but 3 decimal places or 2 decimal places should be fine. So I'm going to do 2 decimal places. So we'll get 9.71, because the digit after the 1 is less than 5, so we round down. So everything after the 1 will be removed. So this is our length for RQ. So always remember your unit, centimeter. So let's continue. So looking at part B, the diagram below shows three triangles, X, Y, and Z, on a square grid. Get that a bit bigger. Yes, nice. So now, it is asking us to state the equation of the mirror line for triangle X is mapped onto triangle Y by reflection. So let's look at triangle X and Y. So we have triangle X and we have triangle Y. Looking at these two triangles, we're going to try to find the equation of the mirror line. And looking at the graph, we can suspect that the mirror line would be the x-axis because it is equidistant or equal distance away from the x-axis for both triangles. So we could suspect that the x-axis is indeed the mirror line. So we'll simply write the mirror line is the x-axis, and the equation for the x-axis would be y equals 0. Yes, y equals 0. Alright, so that is one mark. So next, part 2, it says describe fully the transformation which maps triangle X onto triangle Z. So let's look back at triangle X and Z. So we have triangle X and triangle Z. And it says that we are to describe the transformation. So looking at this, we could basically realize that the triangle is being rotated, and trying to find the center of rotation, it would seem that it would be the center of origin. So that means that this triangle has been rotated at the origin and at the angle of 90 degrees angle in an anti-clockwise way. So that's how we describe it. So then we'll scroll back down and then put that as our full description for 2 marks. So we draw a triangle X is rotated at an angle of 90 degrees. What else should we put? Not in an anti-clockwise. Let's turn to my eraser. From the origin. Alright. So that would simply give us our full 2 marks. So the angle of 90 degrees at an anti-clockwise from the origin. Alright, let's just look back at the graph just to be sure. Yes, indeed. Looking at the rotation. So, best way to do this at times is you could use a tracer paper and just center that paper at the origin and trace over the triangle X and rotate it to see if you are correct. You could use that, or you could, if you're good enough to imagine it, you could also do that, because most times when you do these questions a lot, you'll be able to find out very quickly at what angle and where this triangle or whatever shape is being displayed is being rotated at. So for our question, it is rotated at the origin in an anti-clockwise at the angle of 90 degrees. So moving on to part 3, on the diagram page 10, translate triangle Y using the vector -7, 1. Label this image V. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of a translation. It's pretty simple. You could look at the top number -7 as X and look at the bottom number 1 as Y. And for all your X and Y values for triangle Y, you would simply use those numbers to get your new points. Let me just erase this. So triangle Y, and we're going to use the vector -7, 1. So let's just identify the points. So -7, 1. I'm going to look at it as X, Y. So for our Y triangle, the points that we have, let me just color code it. So here would be 4, -4. Here would be 0, -2, and then our last one would be 6, -2. Alright, those are points of the triangle. So all we need to do with this vector, we could simply add, and then we'll get our new points. So starting with the red, we'll have our new points being negative 7, negative 7 plus 4 will give us negative 3. 1 plus negative 4 will give us negative 3. That would be our new point. And then for the green, negative 7 plus 0, negative 2 would give us negative 7, and then negative 1. Then our last one, the yellow, negative 7 plus 6. Fraction is in my mind for some reason. 6, negative 2, which would then give us negative 1, negative 7 plus 6, negative 1, 1 plus negative 2, negative 1. So those are our new points. So our new points would be negative 3, negative 3, negative 7, negative 1, then negative 1, negative 1. So let's go ahead and plot those points. Negative 3, negative 3. So in between negative 2 and negative 4 should be negative 3. So our first point would be right here. Our second point, negative 7, negative 1. Negative 7 should be between negative 8 and 6. And negative 1 should be between 0 and negative 2. So they would meet up right here. This is our point. And then our last one, negative 1, negative 1. Negative 1 should be between 0 and 2. 0 and negative 2. Should be right here and here. So our point should be right here. So using a ruler, so our line is straight, so our ruler is straight. Learn to draw a straight line from each point. And then that would be our triangle. What did they say we should use? We should use the image V. So that is our new image, V. So then we'll denote this new triangle as triangle V. Alright, and that is our new triangle. Let's continue. So on the diagram on page 10, enlarge triangle X about the center 0, 0 and scale factor of a half. So let's look for triangle X. So we have triangle X, which is right here, and we're going to enlarge it by a scale factor of half at the origin. So now All we have to do, or what you need to remember, is that once they give you the center to be the origin, it's very simple to find where we're going to enlarge to. All you have to do is multiply each of the x and y coordinates by half, and then we'll find our new coordinates. So the coordinates for x, we have, so I'm going to color code. You could use letters if you want. So I'm going to color code. So for our green point, we would have 0, positive 2, for our blue point, we would have 4, 4, and then for our yellow point, we would have 6, 2. All right. And for each of them, we're just going to half each coordinate. So let's look for green. So all you need to do, the half of 0 would be 0, half of 2 would be 1, so our new coordinates would be 0, 1. So it'll be right here. Zero, 1. Coordinate blue. Half of 4 is 2 for both. So our new coordinate would be 2, 2. It should be right here. Then for our yellow, 6 and 2. We're going to half both of them. So our new coordinates would be 3, 1. So we'll find 3, which is between 2 and 4, and then 1. So let's take out our ruler and draw our straight lines. Bring it in there. Can roll it a bit down further. Alright. And our last side. That is our new triangle. That is enlarged by a scale factor of 1/2 at the center. Does it tell us what we should name it? Alright, so our new triangle should be named W. Alright, I think that's it for question 3. Yes, that's it. So very simple, very easy.